A warm welcome to you all from my side. I'm representing Phil here. And first of all, I would like to ask you a question. With a short hand sign, it would be enough for me. How many people of you are thinking about an electric car in the nearer or in the further future? Okay, we don't have the 50%. But this is basically what we see on the market. So today I will take you onto a journey of how we as Phil entered the market of structural aluminum parts or structural lightweight parts, and I hope it will be an interesting presentation for you. First about the company Phil, because most of you, I suppose, are not knowing anything about our company. We are a company that was founded in 1966. We have 950 employees and a turnover of about 150 million euros in 2020, although this was the Corona year. Our business fields are very widespread. We have automotive, we serve the aerospace, we serve sports, wood and building, energy and special machines, the latter one being the area where we basically come from. But this is something that is plain to see from this presentation. Some data about how we are doing. 25% of countries worldwide have production taking place on Phil equipment. 100% of the company is family owned. This is something that is still a chance for good development. And 80% of the European vehicles run on Phil technology. This is quite an impressive data. 10% of our revenues are invested into development, and 90% of Phil machines and systems are exported into the countries worldwide. You can see over here, you can see over here there are subsidiaries in Michigan, in Mexico, and in China. The road to structural components. The first step was in 2004 when we started for a robot-based milling system that was visionary at that time for large parts. We thought this would be the future, but we went wrong. It was not the future, but it gave us an insight into what the future required. In 2007, already big structural parts were required to be machined on this solution, and we made first trials, but never succeeded on that. It was, as a short sidestep to a well-known science fiction feature, it was the first contact with structural parts. In 2008, we delivered a complete turnkey solution for the machining of the BMW F01 to F10 shock towers for the company Georg Fischer. This was not only machining, it was automated laser cutting, it was grinding and assembly. And if I talk about this today, you might say, okay, this is a standard solution. This is not really impressive. But at that time, it was really a challenge. For Phil, it was the first step into structural parts. And it was expanding the range of applications for the standard double spindle C-series machine, which is still our core machining center in this area. This is what you see here, the actual second generation of this double spindle machining center, and it delivers high dynamic double spindle capability in various sizes. It is the volume bringer for Phil in the machining area and one of the machines that is still able to do, for example, a shock tower. In 2008, we delivered, in 2010, we delivered a complete solution for the machining of the BMW rear axle carriers 35 up. And this was the first application for the brand new D-series machine that was basically never intended for such products. So you can see from my words, we didn't expect to have such a strong move towards the structural parts, but it just happened. And we followed that. And today, we are happy with that. Over the next 7 years until now, the D-Series solved an unexpected high number of machining targets or machining jobs, and is still one of our most important machines that we're offering. Also, in the second generation, this double cell machining center, it's two single spindle machines built into one machine. And it's interesting because it's economical and flexible at the same time, giving the chance to operate very huge parts, smaller battery trays, for example, as well as, for example, also the structural parts you just saw. And then in 2018, that's not too far in the past, we delivered the H-Series machine, which was mainly aiming at elongated parts. And the elongated parts, as you might already know, were needed for many battery trays which are still mechanically built and welded. And we have thought about this solution because we saw a demand for being able to machine aluminum profiles very efficiently, and it turned out to be, and it is still, a smart solution for almost every battery tray and frame structure. Here you can see the H-Series, which is a multi-spindle, two-spindle machine for long and narrow workpieces, and the direct sister is a relatively new generation since 2020, where we put a stronger focus on the operation with robots, being able to machine a huge number of different aluminum profiles with one machining center. And this was another step towards the huge area of structural parts. And I could say the last final step that we had until now was the U-Series, which was aiming at complete battery trays. What you can see here is an image of a machine in production where the whole battery tray, after being welded and made of pre-machined parts, is finally machined, and the dimensions of the machine are that impressive that they can cover a huge share of battery tray sizes. And the extremely fast introduction on the market that we achieved made us or helped us to offer a unique solution for every battery tray machining. Here you can see the U-Series machine, the dual spindle machining center, which delivers a highest productivity level for large workpieces, but basically there is only one workpiece that's interesting, and that is battery trays. In case you were aiming at the battery car, this might be one of the machines that is delivering your car in the future. And all of that we are doing with one important background. We are a deliverer of turnkey solutions. We're not only building those machines that I've shown you right now, we are delivering solutions like that. What you see here is the battery tray production line for Benteler that was completely delivered by Phil. We integrated some of the components that you see here, but we might not take you to wonders. We are one of the most required suppliers on the market for such equipment now. And this is, at the moment, the last stage on our journey to structural parts. That was my aim to take you to. And it is one aspect that is driving us overall this time. If you're seeking the best solution, shape your future with Phil. We are always looking for the right solution to machine a part, to mount the parts, to make a good solution for you. And this is what makes us successful over time. The sales team that you can see here on this image, many of them are on our booth in Hall 4 in booth C04, and I would be pleased to meet some of you or even all of you in our booth. And I hope it was a short time for you to visit this presentation, and it was helping you to get an insight into how modern machining equipment is helping us to build structural parts. Thanks for now. If you have any questions,